JKB back with another episode. Today I'm reviewing Fast RMX for the Nintendo Switch. Thank you to the dev for sending over the review copy of this game. Let's just start out by saying, if you're a fan of F-Zero and you're a fan of Wipeout for the PlayStation, this is the type of game for you, especially for the fact that this is a budget title, so you're going to be able to pick it up for $19 US, 24 Canadian, and have a blast with it, as long as you can accept the fact that that's all you're going to be doing with it is just racing. There's no story mode to it, there's no characters, there's no personality. Really, it really is just an arcade racer. That's it. It comes down to that. If you want to just get into a cockpit of an amazingly fast little ship, that's what you're going to be doing in this game. So let me go over what you get with this package. You get the game essentially that was same on Wii U. You're getting 60 frames per second, blazing fast arcade racer, which is something that I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for Nintendo to wake up and give us that F-Zero sequel we so deserve, and I hope it comes to the system. And there was rumors that these guys were going to make it. Unfortunately, I haven't heard anything about that. So in the meantime, Fast Racing, I keep calling it Fast Racing Neo because that's what it used to be called. You know, Fast RMX, thank you, is exactly what I wanted on launch. It's a racing game that has some unique gameplay to it. So this means when you're in the cockpit of your ship and you're zooming down the track, you're going to see these strips all over the track. You're going to have the blue strip, you're going to have an orange strip. Your ship can actually change its sort of electricity color around it. So it's going to be either blue or orange. And you have to make sure that when you go over those blue strips or those orange strips, you match those up to the color of your ship. So there's an actual button that changes it between those. So when you go over a blue strip and your ship is blue, you get a boost. When you're not, correct about this, it actually slows your vehicle down. So if you're going over blue and you're orange, and you go over that blue strip and you're orange, it slows you down. That's the element that is kind of unique to this racer. The other aspect of it is you're picking up lots of energy orbs that basically are just for your boost power. And that's where like one of the problems with the game kind of comes out for me, because some people play these games and it's very challenging. They sit back and they really understand the turns and the corners and whatnot of these tracks. However, when you're playing this game, sometimes it feels like that boost, those orbs you're picking up, you could just basically, the first couple of tracks, just hit the boost, not worry about hitting corners. You'll hit corners here and there, but it gets definitely harder. So I gotta say, for the people that are really obsessed with these racers, yes, there's a challenge to it, but the people that are do a casual sort of thing, I mean, it's really bare bones. It's really just like, you can hold the right and the left shoulder buttons to get more of a curve into your turn, just like you can do in past games like this. However, it's just the balancing is just a little bit weird. So other than having, the unique ability to go over those track pieces like the blue and the orange, the game doesn't really offer anything else. The main storyline is not even there. It doesn't exist. There's nothing to it. The game kind of lacks character. There's nothing really to look at other than the tracks and the racing, but that's when it comes back to being a budget title. Let me talk about the multiplayer, and then I'll tell you if you should pick this game up. The multiplayer aspect of this game on the Switch right now seems to be working fine, but the characters that are racing around you are kind of lagging. It's like the ships are kind of doing this, but I don't think they're actually lagging. I think that's just how it's being rendered out, which is kind of a disappointment, to be honest. I thought it would be smooth sailing and we wouldn't have to worry about these little, but it doesn't. It's hard to explain. It doesn't really take away from the multiplayer. You could still race, but it's not by any means perfect. But it works. It's not going to lag out and cause you to drop out of a race. It really is working. But this is where some of it shines. Multiplayer on this device is spectacular. As you all know, the Switch is designed to be a multiplayer device anywhere you want. It's got 2-player built in. Here's the thing, this is actually 4 players on one Switch, which is insanity. So you could just go to somebody's house, have 4 Joy-Cons, and you're playing this game on one system. Now, let me go over the pros and cons of this game, because I think you get the sense of what this is. It's an F-Zero, excuse me, meets Wipeout PlayStation game. Should you go out there and pick it up for $19? I'm going to say after my pros and cons. My cons have to be the music is very generic. It's not something that's, you know, I wish they went out there and got a licensed score like Wipeout did. Back in the day, the Wipeout score was just unbelievable. And obviously Nintendo games always have really good music. So the music here is, you know, good dance sort of electronic music. But I mean, I don't know. It's like something I just want to. If they got like one artist or brought somebody on, it would just. I'm not going to give it negative points for that. It's kind of a con for me. The other con has to be there's no story mode, which is fine for $19 US. No story mode. It's not the end of the world. So I'm not going to give it no points for that either. It's just these are things I thought about while I was playing it. The pros though outweigh the negatives. The pros are 60 frames per second, tons of like little unlockables, so you're unlocking tracks and unlocking new vehicles to fly in. So that's about it. There is a hero mode which takes your boost and your shield and puts them together. So you have a shield on the outside of your vehicle, and you gotta get to play with like, do I want to boost? And if I boost, it's gonna use up my shield. So hero mode is interesting. It's definitely for a hardcore racer. The last pro has to be the 60 frames per second. This game looks amazing on the Switch, on the screen down here. I have to say, when you dock it though, it looks okay. It's not going to blow your mind. It's not like it's PlayStation 4 level graphics. So in total here, I'm going to give this game a very solid 8 out of 10. And if you're the type of person that likes a super fast-paced racing, especially just be able to go to your friend's house and pop this on, you know, the tabletop, it's really special for that. So thank you so much for watching the review. I hope this answers everything that you had for this game, and if you have any more questions, I'll answer them in the comments below. I'll see you in the next episode of JKB. I don't know, I do that kiss. It's fucking creepy.